Coming up on Citrus TV News Live at 6, President Trump feuds with Senator Richard Blumenthal over private comments supposedly made by Supreme Court nominee Neil Gorsuch.
And students were offered a look into over 100 study abroad programs at the Shine Student Center today. What is Study Abroad Day and how can it benefit interested students?
The tour and lecture on the gallery is taking place just inside these doors on my right. If you want to get in on the action, you still have time. The event doesn't end until 7:30. Be sure not to tune out just yet, though. More of your campus news coming up.
Your campus news leader.
Good evening, I'm Michael Tricarico.
And I'm Maria Cinti. The Syracuse University Art Gallery featured a new exhibit today, and that's our top story.
About Associated American Artists, which was a company founded in 1934. So this exhibition is about its entire history. It has prints, paintings, ceramics, textiles, all sorts of fun things to look at.
Today, people attended a new exhibit at the SU Art Gallery. The exhibit, titled The Great Depression and the Rise of the American Print Sales, is directed by Dominic Iacono and features works from the Associated American Artists during the Great Depression era. The association was one of the first companies to sell prints directly to middle-class American citizens. The gallery closes at 7:30 tonight. And students gathered in the Shine Student Center this afternoon for Study Abroad Day. The event gave students the chance to explore more than 100 different study abroad options that the university offers. Representatives from 10 partner programs attended the event to give more detailed information to students. This past month was the least snowiest January in Syracuse since 1950. Citrus TV reporter Zachary Levine looks into how the changing weather conditions affect class attendance.
So you wake up, you look out the window, and there's a foot of snow on the ground. Do you still come to class?
Definitely not.
Yes, I will, because what do? It's you can't change it.
Now, I asked a professor if he thought inclement weather affected class attendance.
I really don't notice that so much. I mean, clearly, if we get, a big snowstorm and there's 12 inches of snow on the ground, that might really make an effect. But, 3-4 inches, cold weather, my experience is it's a big class, and there are other things that affect attendance more than that.
If weather doesn't affect class attendance, what does?
There's a steady drop-off from, everybody's there the first day, and as the course goes on, less and less students show up. A big effect is if I give an exam, the lecture after an exam, attendance drops precipitously. And I think if there's any weather effect, it may be in April. A nice, sunny, warm day in April can cut down attendance.
The bottom line, this winter has underperformed so far. According to Syracuse.com, this January, Syracuse had 8.4 inches of snow total, making it the least snowy January since 1950. So, does heavy snowfall affect class sizes? Let's just say that so far, this winter isn't going to help us find out. Zachary Levine, Citrus TV News.
And with only a couple months left to this winter, it'll be interesting to see how much snow we get up here in central New York.
Yesterday at the Syracuse University Senate Forum, Vice Chancellor and Provost Wheatley read Chancellor Severud's statement on the immigration ban proposed by President Donald Trump. Chancellor Severud's remarks stated, "To be clear, this university simply cannot support or abide by any policy that discriminates against or makes preferences for one person over the other based on religion, national origin, or inherent characteristics." And it's not too late to surprise that special someone. Otto the Orange is taking bids to deliver a bouquet and a box of chocolate on Valentine's Day. Otto will be doing deliveries between the hours of 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and the hours of 1 to 3 p.m. The bidding closes tonight at 9 p.m.
Well, we saw some snow late last night, but not much since then.
Jack Watson is here to tell us what to expect outside today. Jack?
Well, guys, as a major snow development hits the Northeast, right now we here in Syracuse are remaining relatively unscathed. Right now, about 17 degrees, but because of those 16-mile-an-hour winds coming out of the northwest, it feels a lot colder than that. Today, AM flurries giving way to a clear afternoon. We'll talk more about Winter Storm Nico and what we can expect for tomorrow here in Syracuse on my full forecast when Citrus TV News Live at 6 returns. Guys?
Coming up, Jeff Sessions was sworn in today as Attorney General after a lengthy hearing process. What did he have to say at his swearing-in ceremony?
And President Trump met with CEOs from various airline companies today. Stay tuned to find out what they discussed at the White House.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. It's gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees?
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this.
You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately.
That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me.
Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal from Connecticut is the latest politician to find himself in a feud with the president.
Blumenthal told reporters that President Trump's Supreme Court nominee Neil Gorsuch disclosed to him privately that he found Trump's refugee ban demoralizing and disheartening. Trump fired back on Twitter, saying that Blumenthal misrepresented what Judge Gorsuch told him.
Blumenthal urged Gorsuch to go public with his statement against the ban.
I think that telling me that he finds these attacks to be demoralizing or disheartening behind closed doors is not enough. He needs to make that statement publicly and condemn this attack on the independence of the judiciary and show the American people that he will be independent.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions was sworn in today at the White House.
As the ceremony was going on, Sessions said that the U.S. should end illegal immigration. He also promised to address crime within the country.
Sessions was confirmed on Wednesday with a vote of 52-47 and was sworn in by Vice President Pence. He was appointed after a series of congressional hearings over his stand on civil rights.
The Senate hearings have begun for Health Secretary nominee Republican Tom Price.
Price is a proponent of ending Obamacare and dramatically changing Medicare and Medicaid. In the hearings, Democrats questioned Price's stock holdings in many health care companies.
Republican Senator Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says Price knows more about health care policy than just about anyone.
They ought to withdraw Puzder's nominee before he further embarrasses this administration and further exposes the hypocrisy of President Trump in saying one thing to the workers of America and then doing another.
That was Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer urging President Trump today to reconsider his nominee of Andrew Puzder for the head of the Labor Department.
Puzder's confirmation hearing is currently scheduled for February 16th with the Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions. President Trump has yet to respond to Schumer's comments.
President Trump met with U.S. airline CEOs earlier today to discuss foreign competition.
The president promised the airline companies that he would help them against the foreign carriers that receive aid from their governments.
Trump also stated during the meeting that America's transportation infrastructure is obsolete and needs significant improving.
South African President Jacob Zuma will be giving an annual address on the economy and other issues on Thursday evening.
Military forces have been deployed to block off anti-Zuma protesters. President Zuma has been called to resign from the African National Congress Party.
Past protests have turned violent and have interrupted Zuma within the chamber.
Conservative French president candidate François Fillon is under investigation for an embezzlement probe.
Investigators have interviewed 2 of his children who worked with him between 2005 and 2007. The preliminary probe involves suspicions of embezzlement and misappropriation for public funds.
Fillon is currently denying any fault of wrongdoing.
On Wednesday, a group of rioters in Paris set a dozen cars on fire in Paris suburbs.
The riots were caused over the rape of a young black man with a police baton. President François Hollande visited the victim in the hospital on Tuesday after a video of the assault circulated the internet.
This occurred after growing tension in recent years between police and youth in Paris suburbs. The northeast of the country was slammed by a winter storm today that left more than a foot of snow in some areas.
New Jersey, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and other states were brought to standstills as governors warned commuters to stay off the roads and leave work early.
So far, the storm has left 2 people dead in Virginia and New York City.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Well, guys, today we started off the day with flurries, on and off sun characterizing the afternoon, and it got very windy, so that 23-degree temperature projection really was not very accurate if you were outside wearing a hat, gloves, and a face mask. Now, let me introduce you to Winter Storm Nico. That is the name that the weather experts are giving this storm. As we can see from a few hours ago, the storm moving east, moving out of the areas here, down here in Philadelphia, and just barely leaving New York. But here in New England, in Massachusetts, in New Hampshire, in Vermont, they're celebrating their Super Bowl championship, but they're also celebrating over 12 inches of snow. Thursday's snow totals, Massachusetts getting 12 to 18 inches, New York 6 inches in Manhattan and 9 in Central Park was measured, Philadelphia 3 to 5 inches, and here in Syracuse we were not impacted by Winter Storm Nico. Now let's take a little bit more of a local look here as we take a look at our current temperatures. Cortland 16 degrees, Syracuse 17, Rome 18, and Rochester, lucky them, 21 degrees. Now taking a look at your future radar as we see this snow development moving into the region, that's going to be in the overnight hours and it's going to continue into about 5, 6, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Now this has the potential to dump about 4 to 8 inches onto our area, so commuters are going to be impacted going to class and going to work. Now taking a look at tonight's forecast, as we said before, going to snow quite a bit, 18 degrees. It's going to feel a lot colder than that though with that northwest 15-mile-an-hour wind. Snow in the early morning hours, the big takeaway for tomorrow's forecast. Now taking a look at your Friday day planner, 9 a.m. when you're getting up for classes 17, noon 19, and moving into 6 p.m. 22 degrees. Overcast day, clouds throughout, and as we said before, snow in the morning. And less wind than Thursday, 6 miles per hour. So those temperature projections are actually pretty accurate. Now taking a look at your Citrus TV 5-day forecast here, as we take a look at Friday, 23-degree high, overcast, and Saturday we're getting some February 40s, and now I'm really excited about that, 44 degrees and 30 the low temperature for that day. Rain on Sunday though, and that precipitation is going to continue into Monday with a chance of some AM snow, and 40 degrees the projected high for Tuesday, guys.
So Winter Storm Nico, it hit several states pretty hard, but when should we expect it to move out?
Well, probably into the overnight hours tonight. That's going to move out of the northeast region as our snowstorm moves in.
And when will our snowstorm move out, or what's going to happen with that?
Oh, probably about 12 noon, you're going to stop seeing snow flurries, and you're going to start seeing those overcast clouds moving in.
All right, thanks, Jack. Coming up, Intel is investing $7 billion into a new factory. How many jobs will this create for workers?
And a wedding registry for Domino's. The pizza chain is now offering wedding-themed dinners for couples. All this and more after the break.
Look, it's those guys.
Get some drinks!
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me. See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
You're watching Citrus TV News with Michael Tricarico, Maria Cinti, and Jack Watson with weather. Citrus TV News continues now.
The Canadian Hudson Bay Company is said to be in the talks of buying the giant retailer Macy's. Hudson Bay Company already owns department store chains Lord & Taylor and Saks Fifth Avenue. In January, Macy's announced that they were going to be laying off 10,000 workers and closely 880 stores. The merger may be difficult because of Macy's $6.5 billion in long-term debt. A team of researchers at Yale University conducted research on 7,000 Connecticut high school students for a survey on dripping. Dripping is when e-cigarettes are taken apart in order to get more vapor to create a higher hit of nicotine. 26% of the e-cigarette users in the survey use them for dripping. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention have stated that e-cigarettes are directly targeted and marketed to teenagers. Intel Chief Executive Brian Krzanich met with President Trump on Wednesday. The company announced that it will be investigating over $7 billion to open a new factory in Arizona. The factory will employ 3,000 new employees. It will produce 7-nanometer chips, which, according to Zarnick, will be the most powerful chips in the world. Intel was one of 100 companies that filled a brief opposing Trump's travel ban.
Millennial men are making less money than previous generations. The British Resolution Foundation published research stating that men born between 1981 and 2000 make 12,500 pounds less than the previous generation. The loss in income is due to many men taking on lower-paying jobs. Employment for women, however, has seen growth in higher-skilled areas. And Boris Johnson is no longer a citizen of the United States. The British Foreign Secretary was born in New York to British parents, but then moved back to the United Kingdom at the age of 5. Johnson is the former mayor of London and was appointed Foreign Secretary after Britain voted to leave the European Union. Johnson recently stated that he is avoiding visiting New York because of the real risk of meeting Donald Trump.
Now let's take a look at what's to come in sports.
Chris Benson is here to tell us what to expect. Chris.
Coming up on Citrus TV, we caught up with the SU lacrosse team ahead of their home opener against Siena. And what are the stars around the NBA saying about last night's incident surrounding Charles Oakley? Stay with us to find out here on Citrus TV.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Come on, it's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
This is Citrus TV Sports. I'm Nick Petroccioni. There's a lot of speculation around the starting lineup for Syracuse lacrosse before their season opener on Saturday against Siena. Head coach John Desko said the team is still working out lineup options, and he is uncertain of which players will stand out in the upcoming game.
We haven't even played our first game yet, so we're still having different combinations of people, offensively and defensively. So we're still learning about ourselves, and that's why we play the games. We play these games and the scrimmages to see who does what in game situations. And, every week's going to be a work in progress as the season goes on. We've just got to get into our guys' heads this week. This is a Siena team last year that was pretty young coming into the Carrier Dome. They've got 8 of their top 9 scorers back. The defense is back. They've got a junior in the goal. They come to the Carrier Dome every year, so it's not like every other year, and it's new for some of their players. So all the returning players that they have a lot of game experience, and they're familiar with the Carrier Dome. So we've got to get into our guys and say this is a different team than we played last year. We're a different team than we were last year, and we got to come ready to play. And these guys are going to be ready for us.
Players around the NBA are coming to the defense of former Knicks great Charles Oakley. Oakley was arrested at the Knicks game yesterday following an altercation with New York owner James Dolan. Oakley was brought down to the ground, handcuffed, and escorted out of the arena. He was later charged with 3 counts of assault. According to the NYPD, Oakley punched 3 MSG employees. After the incident, stars from around the league took to social media to show support for Oakley. LeBron James posted this Instagram saying, "Mood, #legend." Dwayne Wade also chimed in saying 10 years Oak gave his organization, and the image everyone will be left with isn't this picture. It will be the image of him being taken to the ground last night. Oakley played with the Knicks from 1988 to 1998 and helped them reach an NBA Finals. Well, what better way to celebrate all this snow that covered the state than some hockey? All 3 New York teams are hitting the ice tonight. Let's start with the Rangers. They're at home against the Predators. New York is seeking their 4th straight win. Goalie Henrik Lundqvist has been lights out, allowing only 5 goals on his last 113 shots faced. They also have a hot hand on offense. Michael Grabner has 11 goals and 14 points in his last 13 games. Puck drop between the Rangers and the Predators is at 7. Although the Rangers are the best team in New York, we can't forget about the other 2. The Buffalo Sabres square off against the Ducks at home tonight. Anaheim is one of the best teams in the Pacific Division. That game is at 7. The Islanders are the sole team on the road. They face off against the Flyers in Philadelphia, also at 7. Duke and UNC clash tonight in what is called the biggest rivalry in college basketball. North Carolina comes into the game ranked number 8 in the country, while Duke clocks in at 18th. The last time these 2 teams met was last season. The Tar Heels defeated the Blue Devils 76-72. The game will be played in Cameron Indoor Stadium at 8. And big news in the broadcast world, former Syracuse grad Mike Tirico will take over for Bob Costas as NBC's primetime Olympic host. And guys, it's really nice to see Mike Tirico get this job after Costas doing 11 Olympics for NBC.
That's amazing. It's the end of an era. I grew up watching Costas. It's tough to see him go, but
24 years and 24 years doing it. You got to call it quits sometime.
Mike Tirico, I think will do a nice job filling in as well.
Too.
All right, thanks, Nick. Appreciate it.
And don't go away. We'll be right back after the break.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Got a quarter?
Well, guys, tomorrow morning when we wake up, it's going to be about 22, 23 degrees, and it's going to be snowing. So do be careful if you need to go to class, if you need to drive to class especially, or to work. I would also like to stress the importance of, wearing your Syracuse gear, your hats, your gloves, your coats. It's going to be very cold tomorrow morning, especially with that wind that's going to die down later into the day.
And Jack, what about tonight for anyone who has some late night plans, maybe going to the bars? What's the weather going to be like then?
Well, later tonight around 10 o'clock or 11, that's when the snow development is going to start. So do be prepared for that. As I said before, hats, scarves, gloves, anything winter-like. And you're not going to need that on Saturday, I would say, because it's going to be about 44 degrees. So in preparation for that, break out your windbreakers, I would say.
All right. Thanks, Jack.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. And coming up on OTN, we've got On the Bench for all your latest Syracuse sports coverage, followed by Juice and Java at 7 o'clock.
And then make sure to tune into a new live episode of our political talk show, Talking Points, at 7:30.
Well, a brand new online wedding registry has opened up on the Domino's Pizza website, of all places.
Oh my goodness. Well, couples can log on to the site, enter in their names, and send their information to family and friends. Those people can then buy pizza and other fast food productions for the couple before, during, or after their wedding.
A Domino's spokeswoman said that choosing wedding gifts can be a daunting process, especially if couples can't agree on what to register for. Our registry aims to bring couples together over their shared love of pizza.
And some of the wedding packs available for purchase are Dancing with My Slice, One More Slice Before I Do, and Married But Chill.
I can't say I would ever be doing that, but it'll certainly be interesting to see the type of people that do. That's all we have for tonight. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook at CitrusTV News. I'm Michael Tricarico.
And I'm Maria Cinti. Have a good night, Syracuse.